Star Wars Skeleton Crew Episode 1 and 2, now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Star Wars is back with the new show, Skeleton Crew, that is now out. First 2 episodes on Disney Plus for you guys to go and check out. And look, I'm in a weird place with Star Wars. I absolutely adore Star Wars. You guys know that. I love the original trilogy. I like the prequels, especially Revenge of the Sith. Love that movie. I like Force Awakens, and I don't like the last 2 of that trilogy. I love Andor. I love first 2 seasons of Mandalorian. Don't like the 3rd one. Not the biggest Acolyte fan either. What else did they put out? The Boba Fett show, it was okay. The Kenobi, it was okay. So I'm in a weird place where things, because they keep announcing projects and that, and it's just never going to get made at this point. Skeleton Crew wasn't one that I was really excited for. I was like, okay, I mean, I guess. They kind of killed it. The only thing I was really looking forward to is Andor Season 2. So I was like, you know what? I'll give Skeleton Crew a chance, okay? So the whole idea of this show is it's about pirates. That's what the indication of the first 2 episodes are. And this is in the New Republic time. So this is after. This is probably going on between when Mandalorian and Ahsoka and all that stuff is going on, right? So I've watched the first 2 episodes, and I can say this ain't bad. It's not like great or anything, but it's not bad. And it does some things really, really well, and then it does other things where I'm kind of like, that's kind of a bit of a hit and miss for me. So, firstly, I'm liking the idea of there's this world that when we meet the kids that we're following, their world is like this Goldilocks world. A world that is a myth, where you can see that they live in this environment that's peaceful. You know, it's very similar to how Earth would be if it was, say, 100 years in the future. And there's things where we find out that you take a test, you pick a career path, and you stick by that. You help that way your whole life build into society. And then no one is allowed to leave the planet. No one's allowed to come to the planet. So they talk about this dome, and starships are not allowed to come in and out. So you can already see that this planet is kind of closed off to the rest of the galaxy, to the rest of the universe. So I'm liking the idea about that. Now, when we get introduced to some more world building, which is the pirates. I mean, we've seen a bit of the underworld with bounty hunters and that with Mandalorian and stuff. Now we're starting to see another side of that, which is the pirating. And they had this beautiful opening at the start, which I really enjoyed, of pirates actually coming in and attacking a ship and getting inside of it. And it was very unique in the way that they did that. And I really liked that. It really felt like a Pirates of the Caribbean, but in space sort of thing. That's what I was getting. And I was like, you know what? If they keep that sort of vibe going on throughout this series, where it is like Pirates of the Caribbean, but in space, I'm going to enjoy it because I like Pirates of the Caribbean. And I thought, showcasing us a different world in Star Wars, like expanding the universe and not just having it about the Skywalkers, but showing us these little things like the underworld, like the pirates and everything like that. Like we get glimpses throughout shows and movies, but we never actually dive into it. So I was really liking that. And when they go to the port itself, I really liked that port because it felt like something that a pirate would go to. If I was to picture a pirate in space, this is the sort of place where they would go, where scoundrels would go. You can see it. They're all money hungry. They're thieves. They don't care. They will fight each other over anything and everything. So I really enjoyed that whole world and lore and expansion upon it. That to me was one of the most strong points of this first 2 episodes that really had me very intrigued to know more about it now. So, when we get introduced to our characters, now, this is where some of the hit and misses come in. So we have our lead character, and he is obsessed with Jedis. He wants to become a Jedi. So, we've seen that sort of story before, and he wants to leave the planet and go on this grand adventure. Like, he doesn't want to, stay there and that, which is it's classic Star Wars. Like, we've seen it with Anakin, we've seen it with Luke, we've seen it with multiple characters where they want to get off world and go and explore. That's what they want to do. So we get introduced to him, and he's kind of like the one that's like very much. Look, at the end of the day, they're kids. So they're gonna make choices that are gonna, you're gonna be like, why are they doing that? You gotta remember they're kids. So, you know, when he's told, don't touch anything, he's a kid. When you tell a kid not to touch something, the intrigue of touching that thing becomes even greater. And you've all done it as a kid. Don't tell me you haven't, because you have. And when you have kids, you will know that that is what they do. So he presses buttons and stuff like that. Like, that's what he does. And some of the dialogue with that character is very cheesy. Like, you know, the boys versus girls. I mean, it's very typical because we're all like that at that age. It's like, oh, I claim this, you know, no boys allowed. I claim this, no girls allowed. You know, oh, girls are stupid, boys are stupid. You know, that sort of rivalry that you have growing up and stuff like that. Then you hit teens and it's like a whole different side of things. So I understand that dynamic. Some of it's a little cringy, but then you're like, oh, they're kids. I guess this would make sense for that. So there's that. Fern is an interesting character. She feels like she's more mature than the other characters, and that she is trying to get home. I like the idea of when they're in the port that, you know, they're talking about the planet they're from, and everyone's just laughing at them and doesn't believe them. And when they pull out the credits, they think it's fake and stuff like that. And they're like, where'd you get these and that? So I'm loving that. But Fern is like a character who, I can see why people are going to be annoyed with her. I can already see people being like, Fern is annoying me. I can just see it. I am not there. I think she's an interesting dynamic between her and the guy that wants to be the Jedi. Those two, I'm liking the dynamic between them because they're both complete opposites, but also very similar at the same time. So I like that. Now, some of the shots, the visuals, there's one moment in the opening where they go to the gun in space and you can tell that it's not real. Little bits like that. But overall, I thought design-wise, set design, you know, CG and everything like that, it actually looked pretty decent. For a show, it has looked better than some of the other shows that we've gotten. So I'm like that. There's some action sequences as well that are really fun, that I really enjoyed. I'm interested to know more about this robot that they have there. I love the voice for it. It just comes off like a pirate, which was freaking awesome when it came. I love that. So we got introduced to Jude Law at the end here. Is he a Jedi? Is he not? I don't know. I don't think he's a Jedi. I'm going to go under he just knows how to use the Force. He's like studied somewhere, but he's not a fully fledged Jedi. I believe he's a pirate. And who was was he the mystery masked man in the first episode? That's the question. But overall, the first two episodes have got me intrigued. I'll say that. They've got me intrigued. I'm low-key kind of excited to see the next episode and see where this story is going to go. It's just something different and unique, and I'm hoping it's going to be a success. I really am, but I just feel like Star Wars is in such a weird place right now that I don't know if this is going to do well. It's like Andor. Andor was absolutely superb. It didn't do the numbers, but it was absolutely superb, like a 9.5 out of 10. We'll just have to wait and see. So let me know what you guys thought of the first two episodes. Did you guys enjoy it? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.